Good morning, peoples. Back to my regular time slot. I'm 100%. Yesterday I was probably 90, 95%. I'll take it, but today 100% is better. I actually ate. I ate soup yesterday around 3 o'clock, and then those little pork dumplings that I like from Tesco Lotus and from the street late, like 8 or 9. So back on the normal schedule. Gonna have my oatmeal and blueberries this morning. Yum. December 4th, you cannot be entirely free until you are entirely honest with yourself. There's a challenge, if there's ever one. Self-deceit is an insidious cancer of the spirit. Wow. As long as you attempt to deceive yourself about who you are and what you stand for, you will be confined in a prison of your own making. You cannot begin to realize your potential until you acknowledge the person you are and begin to shape yourself into the person you wish to become. The lifelong process, excuse me, the lifelong process of personal growth begins with a commitment to honesty to yourself. When you rationalize your failure to do something that you know you are perfectly capable of doing, you erect another barrier to your success. Wow. Once again, he's laying it all out here for you. Unless you fully understand your capabilities and are honest with yourself about them, you'll never be free to pursue any goal you choose. You will be held back by doubts and fears that you have created by your own unwillingness to assess your performance honestly. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And that's why we read the book, kiddies, because that was just $1 million worth of advice, free. That's amazing. Yeah, I think I've mentioned a couple of times here. It all starts with you, and I talked about how information like this, like I've been putting out since June. I lost track. 160 something, 168, 169, I think was yesterday. So about 170 of these little videos. And I've said a couple of times throughout that period that, yeah, I'm putting this stuff out there. I'm trying to do what I can to help people. That's what one of the things that drives me. But you have to take action. You have to actually follow these steps if you want to be successful. It's not enough to want it. I know I've said that before. I remember having said that before here. Wanting it is one thing, and that desire and drive are what kind of all unites us, because we don't want to be 9 to 5 work-a-day clones. We want to get off the what Kiyosaki call it, the hamster wheel, the rat race. We want to get out of the rat race, right? Just going around and around and around and not making any progress, working for somebody else. So that's good. That's, once again, that's what unites us as entrepreneurs. That's why you're watching the channel, because you're an entrepreneur. But that's not enough. You can't buy a membership to a gym or a tanning salon and then not go, because if you do, you won't get toned or in shape, and you won't get tan because you're not going. You bought the membership and you feel good about it, but you gotta go to the gym. You gotta go to the tanning salon if that's what your goal is, to tan. I think you're better off just being out in the sun, with some SPF. But whatever, to each his own. Guitar. I play guitar. Well, I got 6 of them now. I had 14 in the States. I pared down to 4, and now the collection seems to be growing again, like a disease, like a cancer, like he said there. But they're no good if you don't play them. You gotta pick them up and play them. Otherwise, you can own 100 guitars. It doesn't make you a guitar player. You gotta play the guitar. So same deal here, guys. You gotta make your business plan like we talked about. Plot out where you're going. You need a roadmap. You need goals. You need milestones. All those things we talked about. 90 days, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. And then your end game. You can even think kind of like what they call a mission statement in business. Like, what's your end game? What's the major goal of all this? Where do you see yourself 10, 20 years from now, like the rest of your life? What's the lifestyle that you want to lead? And more importantly, those little steps that you defined before that lead up to that. That's how you get there. I wanted to retire, and I did. So, but that took a series of steps, like flipping houses and building up a brokerage, which required work, long hours for 4+ years. So don't forget that important next step. And what he's saying is go back to the beginning, especially if you haven't done the business plan, right? One of the first days I read from this book, I said, make a business plan, write it down, get your goals, put your goals in writing. If you didn't do that, then do what he said today, which is evaluate yourself and see what is stopping you from doing what you know you need to do to succeed. No more excuses. You're not hurting me. You know, I'm retired. I'm good. I'm doing what I'm doing. You guys who are successful in this business are doing what they're doing. You're not even a blip on the radar because you're not doing anything. You want to do it, but you're not actually doing it. So take a deep, hard look inside yourself and see why you're not doing it, why you're settling for mediocre or okay, why you're settling for not having the lifestyle that you want. You, not me, you want a certain lifestyle, and right now you're settling for not having it. So good question to ask yourself, why? What's stopping you? Because once you identified it, you know, a lot of people talk about budget. If you write a budget down and write down everything that you spend, it makes you more aware and it can cut back on your spending. So if you're more self-aware and turn the magnifying glass, I just happen to have this prop here. I use it for working on guitars for detail work, soldering. If you put it under a microscope, actually not a magnifying glass, but have a microscope around, that will help you overcome, what's by being aware of it. Maybe that's the trigger that's going to turn it on for you and get you what you really want. So there you go, guys. That's for today. So once again, a good one, a powerful one. It all starts with you, your mind. You're the one who makes all these things happen or not happen. So ultimately, it's your responsibility, and at some point, you got to take responsibility for that fact. Have a good one.